Hello, I'm Justin Porter, and I want to talk to you tonight about climate change and Jehovah's Witnesses and Christians. A lot of people say Jehovah's Witnesses aren't Christians, but I believe they're Christians just as much as Mormons are Christians and Catholics are Christians. And to me, Christians are in one boat. I'm an atheist, agnostic. But I want to talk to you tonight about climate change. Now, since the start of the 2020s, we've been having all around the world massive floods. Just this year alone, just this month alone, Storm Boris has flooded Poland, Slovakia, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Italy, Turkey. There's been bushfires in Portugal, in Greece. Tragic, like atmospheric rivers of water, because the ocean temperature is warmer now than ever before. And when the ocean temperature gets to 27 degrees Celsius, that's when you get cyclones, as we call them here in Australia, hurricanes, as they call them in America, or in Asia they call them typhoons. So the water temperature gets to 27 Celsius, which is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when you get all these horrible hurricanes, typhoons, cyclones. And also, if the ice caps melt, well, we don't have to worry about it. It's up at the North Poles. No, if the ice caps melt, we're in big trouble. We are in big trouble. Are we looking towards extinction of the human race because of this? Not necessarily so, but it's looking pretty likely. If we don't do something about it. Now, a lot of Christians will say, or Jehovah's Witnesses, well, I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness, would say, oh, exciting, hold your heads up high. This is the sign of the last days. Revelation 11:18 says, Jehovah's going to bring to the ruin those ruining the earth. Some Bibles say destroy those who are destroying the earth. So Christians and Jehovah's Witnesses are getting all excited because, we don't have to worry about climate change because we know that Jehovah's not going to let man destroy the earth. And the Christians say, well, God's going to burn up the earth and make a brand new earth. So us Christians don't have to worry. And the crazy thing about it is that this climate change is really going to affect us bad. It's only going to get worse and worse. Baked into the thing is already so many metres of sea level rise, and so many people live in coastal cities. And so with this sea level rise, it's already here. We are living in the climate catastrophe, which we knew about in the 1970s. They knew that carbon dioxide was a greenhouse gas that traps heat. So as the daytime, the sun shines on the earth in the day, heats up the air, heat warms up the water, and at night time the heat escapes back and out in the atmosphere. Now, carbon dioxide stops that heat escaping out into space. So the heat goes into the ocean, and also the heat heats up the air. So we're having droughts, we're having floods, we're having bushfires or wildfires, as they call them someplace. And also, this is affecting the what do they call it? In the North and South Pole, you have freezing cold air, and then you have warm, humid air, and they spin round each other. When hot and cold air meet, they spin round each other, right? So this jet stream, that's what they call it, the jet stream. So as the jet stream moves around, it's like a barrier between the cold polar air and the warm humid air. So they spin around each other. So the cold air stays up there and the warm, humid air stays there, spinning, you know. And because the poles are warming now, what's happening, instead of going like that, spinning around, creating that wall, they're meandering like a slowed down spinning top. You know, when you're a kid, you'd play with a top and you'd press the thing and it'd spin round. I remember playing with a spinning top back in the 60s when I was a kid. You know, I was born in 1961. So I remember in about 1968 I had a spinning top and you'd spin, and as the top started to slow down, it would, like a drunkard person, and it would meander, you know. And that's what's happening up in the North and South Pole. That cold North Pole and South Pole air is dropping up and down. On the North Pole it's dropping down, so places like New York are getting extremely cold Arctic temperatures. So it doesn't mean just extreme wet, it means extreme dry. There's droughts around the world, extreme wet, atmospheric rivers. As the atmosphere warms up, it can hold more water vapour, a lot more water vapour, so we're having atmospheric rivers. So when it rains, it's torrential. And on YouTube, all throughout the 2020s, you turn on YouTube and there's cars floating down the road, main streets of cities like boats. And so for a young person today, it's very sad. And I'm an old guy, but it's not looking too good, the future. This is only going to get worse, this climate change. And Jesus isn't going to come back and save us. This is a human-caused climate change caused by fossil fuels. And if the Bible really was God's word, it would have said as the 11th commandment, thou shalt not use fossil fuels. If thou shalt use fossil fuels, thou shalt become extinct. And that's the way we're going, the humankind. Now, I don't know if it's going to be total extinction of the humankind, but I do know maybe in Papua New Guinea, some of those highland tribes in Papua New Guinea, they may survive because they're at a high altitude. They may survive. It may not be the end of mankind. I don't know. But you think the God of the Bible would have warned us about using gasoline, petrol, fossil fuels, you know. And governments are doing nothing about it. I mean, they talk about having electric cars, but they're not really doing a lot. Not a lot. Because it's all money, it's capitalism, it's the society we live in. And the dinosaurs had their day, and when you think of it, 98% of all living creatures that have ever lived on Earth are extinct. And human beings may be the next ones. So Christians get all excited because Jesus is going to make a new heaven and a new earth, and the earth's going to be burned up anyway, so we don't have to worry about climate change. And the Jehovah's Witnesses think, well, the earth's going to be a paradise one day. God's not going to let man destroy the earth. Well, Jehovah's Witnesses and Christians will soon discover that climate change is coming, and Armageddon has been cancelled due to lack of interest, but Mother Nature has decided to wipe us out instead. Now, I say, you know, Christians and Jehovah's Witnesses say that idle hands are the playthings of the devil. Well, idle minds are the playthings of Jehovah God. So wake up, Jehovah's Witnesses. Stop having idle minds. Think reality. Be noble and accept the reality